Most people assume farm dogs sleep outside because they're tough, neglected, or simply used to it. But that assumption completely misses what's really happening and why outdoor sleep is not only normal for working dogs, but essential to how they function. Farm dogs don't sleep outside because they have to. They sleep outside because that's where their responsibility is. And once you understand how they sleep, where they choose to rest, and why they wake instantly when something feels wrong, outdoor sleeping stops looking harsh and starts looking intentional. Farm dogs, especially livestock guardian dogs, don't sleep like house pets. They don't shut down deeply for long stretches, but instead cycle through light sleep, brief rest, and constant environmental awareness, keeping their hearing active, their nose sampling the air, and their body positioned for immediate response even when their eyes are closed. This isn't anxiety, hypervigilance, or stress. It's instinct shaped by centuries of selective breeding for dogs that could guard livestock and territory in open environments without human supervision. Contrary to popular belief, farm dogs don't sleep wherever they end up. Their resting locations are deliberate and strategic, chosen based on visibility, wind direction, sound travel, elevation, escape routes, and proximity to what they're protecting, which is why you often see them near fence lines, gate entrances, high ground, choke points, or close to the most vulnerable animals in the group, and why they may move several times throughout the night as conditions shift. Weather is another area people misunderstand because working dogs are built for outdoor rest. Thick double coats regulate temperature efficiently, allowing them to curl tightly and conserve heat in the cold, sprawl or dig shallow depressions in hot weather to cool themselves, and calmly reposition during rain without distress, since comfort for a working dog is defined by safety, awareness, and control of the environment rather than softness or insulation. This is also why farm dogs can go from what looks like deep sleep to full alert in seconds. Their sleep is layered, with part of the brain resting while another remains watchful, responding instantly to subtle sounds humans barely notice. A distant rustle, livestock shifting differently than normal, unfamiliar movement patterns, which explains why many farm dogs bark briefly at night and then settle again almost immediately, not because they're restless, but because they checked a potential threat, issued a warning, and returned to guard mode. Problems begin when people assume outdoor sleeping means something is wrong and start interfering, pulling dogs inside, forcing unfamiliar sleeping routines, relocating rest areas, or constantly checking on them, because a working dog that trusts its environment sleeps better outside than one repeatedly shifted between spaces and expectations that conflict with instinct. Outdoor sleep also plays a major role in emotional regulation, because when a dog rests where it works, its nervous system stays aligned with purpose instead of bouncing between off-duty and on-duty, which is why many farm dogs appear calmer, steadier, and less reactive than pets with similar energy levels. They move when needed, rest when appropriate, and respond when pressure appears without pent-up frustration or overstimulation. This doesn't mean shelter isn't important. Windbreaks, dry ground, shade, and protection from extreme conditions still matter. But within those basics, allowing the dog to choose positioning builds confidence and effectiveness, which is why experienced farmers don't panic when a dog chooses open ground over a perfectly placed doghouse. Because to the dog, visibility, airflow, and line of sight may be more valuable in that moment than walls. Over time, outdoor sleeping sharpens a farm dog's decision-making by allowing it to build a mental map of normal sounds, smells, movement patterns, livestock behavior, and environmental rhythms, so it can detect subtle irregularities early without panic, respond accurately, and avoid overreaction, not through training drills but through lived experience. Outdoor rest also reinforces healthy autonomy, placing the dog mentally on duty without stress, reducing hesitation, and creating a guardian that doesn't miss threats, doesn't react impulsively, and doesn't rely on constant human input to feel secure. When a farm dog sleeps outside by choice, livestock relax, predators sense continuous presence, routines stabilize, and owners gain peace of mind. Knowing awareness hasn't stopped just because the house is quiet, because for a working dog, outdoor sleep isn't neglect. It's responsibility expressed through instinct. And once you understand that, you stop trying to fix it and start protecting it. If you want more real-world explanations about farm dogs, guardian behavior, and working breeds, not myths, not guilt-driven opinions, make sure you subscribe, because understanding how these dogs actually live changes everything.